Ladies and gentlemen, some urgent breaking news this morning. Let's get straight to it. Some leaked photographs from inside Twitter HQ. Let's get a close-up shot here. As we can see, a Twitter engineer here taking a little bit of a moment to rest and relax and recuperate after helping save the world by censoring and suppressing the tweets once again of this guy after publicly calling out their deceptive, dishonest practices around censoring, shadow banning, and suppression of people's ability to freely express their thoughts, opinions, and ideas. So, as the hard-working, extremely useful, valuable human beings that work at Twitter take a well-earned rest after saving the world from this dangerous threat known as Stephen Mark Ryan, I'm going to share some extremely dangerous ideas that are a threat to democracy, by which I mean I'm going to expose these motherfuckers once again. You don't want to miss this. I keep saying, the longer you watch this channel, the more you're going to realize when I sound like an absolute moron, completely insane, batshit crazy conspiracy theorist. It's only a matter of time until you realize that motherfucker was right. Again, this is one very deep rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. Just quickly, first up, Tesla stock today having a stunningly, in fact, an extraordinarily quiet day, down a mere zero. That's right, 0.18%. What is going on? Well, fairly quiet day in the markets overall. Nasdaq 100 down 1/3%. Alphabet, Google's parent company, up 1.29%. Apple down 0.5%. Amazon having a very strong day, up 4.4%. Now that we've got that out of the way, it's time to get to the main topic of today's video. Are you ready? So, as it blows a gale here in Sydney once again, you might hear that in the background, I want to share this tweet that I posted yesterday, about 24 hours ago as I record this video. 1. Hey, Elon Musk, Twitter is fucking you. Dear everyone, scroll down on Elon Musk's tweets and replies and tell me, do they stop loading? Now, let's just do a demo. Maybe this has changed since I made this tweet. Let's find out. So here we are on Elon Musk's profile looking at tweets and replies, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands this. We're not looking at tweets. We are looking at tweets and replies. Very important distinction. A lot of people yesterday missed this. Now, I'm just going to page down and just see what happens if we keep scrolling for a little while on Elon's account. No, it's not loading. It stopped loading tweets after, 20 hours? What's happening here? That's weird. Let's try refreshing the page. Let's just, maybe that'll fix things. Let's try again. Refresh. Tweets and replies. Let's do it again. Page down, page down, page down. Different tweet, but still stuck about 20 hours. That's so weird. Isn't that weird? Let's just click another random account here and see if there's the same bug on their account. Whole Mars catalog. Shout out to Whole Mars. Tweets and replies. Let's do the same thing. We'll page down a little bit. Keep paging down. Oh, what do you know? The tweets are loading here. They continue to load. Let's click another. How about unusual whales? Let's try it. Let's, maybe it's just a random bug that somehow happens to some accounts. Tweets and replies. Once again, we're on tweets and replies. Let's scroll down here and just see what happens. Page down. Okay. It appears, just based on what I'm currently doing on screen right now, by the way, suck shit Twitter, this video evidence doesn't disappear ever, you fucking idiots. It appears that I can scroll infinitely through tweets and replies on any account I choose on Twitter except Elon Musk. And it's not just me. If we go back to the original tweet thread, I followed up. Question, do Elon Musk's tweets stop loading after a short scroll for you too? Final results of this poll, about 80% of people saying yes, they stop loading. And by the way, I think this is actually much higher. A lot of people, no offense, but don't understand the distinction between tweets versus tweets and replies. A lot of people said, oh, they're loading fine for me. And then I called them out, show me a video. And like, oh shit, Oh, you're right. I didn't. So keep in mind that this is actually an underrepresentation of the actual number of users, because a lot of people didn't really think or didn't understand tweets are separate from tweets and replies. They're a totally separate tab, and I was explicitly talking about tweets and replies. So this is clearly above 80%. Anyway, over 10,000 people voted on this poll. It's a reasonable sample size. At least 8,000 of them. Yeah, guess what? I can't load all the tweets either. That's kind of weird. Now, for the record, I posted a heads up on this on Patreon. One of the perks of being a Patreon subscriber, sometimes you'll hear breaking news and insights like this that I don't even share on the channel. This was too good not to discuss, however. And as I mentioned in this tweet, when I posted this video on Patreon a few minutes ago, all of the replies were essentially, same here, the tweets won't load. Gets even juicier. Let's continue to read this thread just for a moment. The thing that's fucked about this is no transparency. Twitter fucks users without consent. There's a word for that. isn't there? Something to think about. And doesn't tell anyone what they've done. Users have no recourse, and most never even know they were or are still being fucked. Not cool. And finally, hoping soon after this tweet thread is posted, this bug is fixed, but I'm not counting on it. Elon Musk responds, very strange indeed. If you guys are curious, I'll put a link in the description of this original tweet thread. Same shit, there's a million people replying, oh, the same thing's happening to me, check it out. There's a load of evidence, there's photographs, there's screenshots, there's videos. In other words, nice one, Twitter, you idiots. Nice one. The evidence doesn't disappear. The internet never forgets. You can't undo this now, unless you can change space-time and go back in time. You're fucked. Let's continue scrolling through this thread. After Elon Musk's very strange indeed comment, we have this tweet. Somebody at Twitter abused their power, which they should not have, and took it upon themselves to, quote, stick it to Elon and limit his influence. This will get to a higher up and will be fixed for optics during the deal, but has likely been the modus operandi to this point. Now, these are not my words. However, I think this might actually be a reasonable hypothesis. If you've got a better idea as to what's going on, please let me know in the comments below. I mean, I just literally recorded in real time. You guys saw me just scroll through Elon's tweets. Don't load after a couple of hours versus everyone else I try. I cannot replicate this on any other account on Twitter except Elon Musk's. Why would that be? It certainly has nothing to do with Elon Musk criticizing Twitter publicly or attempting to acquire the company, does it? A total coincidence. Elon Musk asking the big man himself, what's going on, Parag? Great question, Elon. Notice, I've drawn a lot of attention to this. Elon's engaging in this thread. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. Just Elon replies to lots of tweets. But where things get rather interesting, well, let's get to that point now. So here's a tweet I posted moments ago. Did I just get shadow banned again? This happened around 1 month ago, within 24 hours of my publicly calling out Twitter's failures around censorship and shadow banning. Now, within 24 hours of pointing out Twitter are fucking with Elon Musk's account, this happens. We'll come back to this in just a moment. Let's continue the thread. I never used to pay attention to my Twitter stats until Elon's bid to acquire the company. I wish I had been. Of course, I'm sure there's a totally logical explanation for why, on the 2 occasions I've publicly highlighted Twitter's sketchy practices, my account has been dinged within 24 hours. What are we talking about? Well, here we are. God damn, we don't want to see my face that close up. Jesus. We're over on Social Blade, looking at my Twitter stats summary for Stephen Mark Ryan. What we're looking at here, the first column, green stuff, this is my daily change in followers. We'll notice 400, 300, 200, 200, 200, 100, 200, blah, 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 blah. Daily average, 307 as I record this. And what happened here? An anomaly, a huge outlier. The very day, within 24 hours of publicly calling out Twitter's fucking with Elon's account, I want to underscore this, within 24 hours, once again, my account has a statistical anomaly from an average increase in followers of over 300 per day to a loss of 1 follower on average in a single day. This really matters. The exact same shit happened to me when I publicly criticized Twitter on Twitter and YouTube within 24 hours about a month or so ago. The exact same thing. My account, out of nowhere, suddenly, an inexplicable change that surely can't be random or accidental. Back to the thread. Now, before any Einsteins try to rationalize, it was just a slow day for account growth, etc., please understand the statistical significance of a -1 when the average is plus 307. Now, I really want to emphasize this point because I know there's a few people, oh, Stephen, it was just it's a total coincidence. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a moron. Honestly, if you do not understand the statistical significance of this, you're a lost cause. I'm sorry. For everyone else, let's continue. And also, please understand that Elon replying to a tweet draws meaningful attention to the account of whoever posted it. It is almost impossible to imagine a scenario in which daily followers drop -1 when the average is 307 in the positive, the same day Elon engaged with tweets of that account. I mean, duh. Elon replies to a tweet. Half the fucking world has tweet notifications. Oh, who's this person? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll follow them because Elon replied. That actually happens. So we have 2 factors here. Not only the daily average going from over 300 to less than 1, but on a day where there should have been a massive boost above the daily average because of Elon engaging on these tweets. You understand? This really matters. And finally, the fuck is going on, Parag? Sure, I won't get a reply to this, but it is an important question. Now, we really need to talk about this. As I've mentioned in the past, my metaphorical balls are planetary in scale, so I'll always speak my mind irrespective of the consequences. And I am walking a fine line, skating on thin ice. Pick your metaphor. You see, every time I criticize anyone, anywhere, there's always a possibility that somebody, some little useless wanker sitting in a cubicle somewhere, sees a video and gets really mad and has an emotional response and then decides they're going to teach me a lesson. Maybe like shadow banning my account on Twitter or deplatforming somewhere. By the way, I swear guys, one day it's going to happen, so make sure you're following me everywhere you possibly can. Best place to be at this point is Patreon. If I ever disappear from YouTube and or Twitter, you'll know where to find me. So, back to the tweet thread for a moment. Elon, from your account, are you able to scroll through your Twitter replies and be able to see tweets and replies you made which are older than 2 days or more? Elon, checking. Yes. So, let's ask a question here. If Elon can scroll through his own tweets and replies indefinitely, but every other user on the entire platform, or close to at least 80%, can't, that seems to rule out the possibility that there's a bug associated with Elon's account in general because it's not applying to him. You know, maybe there's an accident and some older tweets can't load for everyone. Yeah, okay, cool, I get it. Maybe Twitter's got an issue. Their engineers were too busy deleting tweets rather than actually making the website work. But that's not the case. It appears that this bug is only affecting users that aren't Elon Musk from seeing Elon's tweets and replies. Isn't that weird? Anyway, nothing to see here, let's move along. Andrea Stroper writes here, there is an automatic deboost to replies below Elon's tweets against spam and other malicious activities. The problem is, rather than deboost spammers, they are penalizing normal users. So what we're hearing about here, if this is true, because there are a lot of spam bots and scammers in the replies to every one of Elon's tweets, you know, big audience, so great place to attack. It seems, according to this, that Twitter is automatically deboosting replies, which means you can't see them because most replies or many of the replies are spam bots. Of course, don't worry, remember, only 5% of Twitter's users are spam bots. You fucking idiots. But it seems that people who reply in Elon's tweets can have their own account deboosted or their replies deboosted or end up shadow banned, which is a bit weird. Elon responding, maybe if they do the opposite, Twitter will be a much better experience. Just an idea. Now, I don't want to get too conspiratorial here, but in a hypothetical scenario in which Twitter was actively suppressing replies to the majority or all of Elon Musk's tweets and potentially deboosting, shadow banning, demoting certain tweets and bruh, I swear my apartment is gonna like fall out. I'm really high up here, I can feel the apartment rocking, guys. Can you hear that? Fucking nuts. Anyway, the show must go on. So, hypothetically, if Twitter were demoting, deboosting, shadow banning, de-emphasizing tweets from users who are replying to Elon Musk's tweets, oh, and also you can't actually see most of his tweets and replies that are older than about 2 milliseconds, at a really high level, could this be seen as potential suppression of Elon Musk and his supporters? No, definitely not. Steven, stop asking questions. You're about to get banned permanently from Twitter for disinformation. That's true. Wait, what? Did I say that? No, I didn't. Now, there is one additional problem with calling out potential things like maybe people's accounts being deboosted, shadow banned, tweets suppressed, censored, blocked, deleted, and so on. And that, of course, is that the Twitter engineers who have just been caught out can quickly make a few changes and suddenly the problem disappears. That's why it's great to record video evidence of these kind of things. Of course, there may be a rational explanation for all of this. The problem is when, you know, the old CEO of Twitter, Parag, isn't able to address a simple question from Elon, hey, Parag, what the f***'s going on? This dude just said he can't see my tweets and replies and did a poll and 10,000 people voted and basically everyone said, yeah, I can't see him either. What's going on? The problem is when you don't even get a response. Maybe they have an explanation. Oh, Elon, we're so sorry. There was a little glitch, a bug in our system, but we fixed it. Don't worry. When you don't even get a response, well, what else can you do but hypothesize and wonder out loud? What's going on? The best I can do at this point is to speculate because there's absolutely no transparency, which is one of the things Elon Musk wants to bring to Twitter. So people know if, when, and why their account and or tweets have been fucked with or haven't. I'm sure the actual explanation for why my account inexplicably in the last 24 hours has suddenly stopped gaining any new followers despite Elon engaging heavily with one of my tweet threads, how strange, is that a bunch of people decided to unfollow me after pointing out what was going on with Elon's account. Totally logical, right? That explains everything. There's no problem here. I'm sure some of the Twitter engineers watching this video will happily explain that's exactly right, Steven. We didn't f*** with your account. You weren't shadow banned. We weren't suppressing your tweets at all. It was just a total coincidence that's explainable by something else. Maybe Twitter even found some bots following me and got rid of them. Thank you, if that's the case. I'm sure half my followers are bots. Maybe not half, but quite a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. Relax, Twitter. Relax. Okay, it's definitely under 5%, I promise, okay? I'm not suggesting that there's more bots than you've publicly stated in your SEC filings. I definitely did not suggest that. My account is special and that's why there might be more than 5% following me that aren't human. But on average across the website, it's definitely under 5%, like you said. See, if Twitter would only be more transparent and note on tweets and or accounts, if, how, and when they've been tinkered with. This person said something mean, therefore we deboosted them for a week, blah, blah, blah. Here's the mean thing that they said according to our opinions. Then you wouldn't have wild, rampant, conspiratorial speculation from crazy people like this guy. But no transparency. I mean, hey, things look a little bit weird. Gotta discuss them. Doing the best that I can to come up with reasonable explanations. And on that note, I'd love, please, in the comments below, somebody, anybody, please explain your best theory as to why my daily increase or decrease in Twitter followers would have gone from an average of 307 with minimal variation, maybe 50% either side of that in the last month. And then out of nowhere, the very day that I criticized Twitter publicly, rather than gaining an average of 307 followers, I lose 1 follower. I'm open to explanations and ideas. Please let me know in the comments what on earth could possibly explain this. The best things I can think of. Sorry guys, I might have to, I'm gonna have to think for a little while. I'll edit this out, but yeah, I'll see you in a few hours. Might need that long to figure out any reasonable explanations that can explain this incredible statistical outlier. So 4 hours and 20 minutes later, I still haven't actually been able to think of anything. I mean, the best that I could come up with is people got offended by me pointing out that Twitter were f***ing Elon Musk's account. Maybe people don't like my poll. Maybe it made them uncomfortable. It was insensitive. It was racist, sexist, misogynist, white supremacist. You know, just the poll. There's something wrong with the poll. People got mad at the poll. Maybe one of the Twitter engineers saw the poll and thought, who is this motherfucker? Then they went sniffing around on my account and went, oh, looks like a lot of recent bot followers. Let's get rid of those motherfuckers. In which case, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's really all I can come up with. Again, you have to understand the statistical significance of what went on. Of course, it's not like this happened previously. Publicly criticized Twitter on Twitter and YouTube about censorship banning, fact-checking, and all the failures associated with those, and then my account gets shadow banned at that point in time as well. It's not like that already happened once. Wait, that did already happen once. But of course, everything here is just a total coincidence, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, and therefore, please don't take anything I say seriously. Thank you. Breaking, as I was recording this video, a DM slid through. I thought I'd have a look. Somebody said, hey, did you see the New York Post article? Surely that would have gained a bit of exposure for your account on Twitter as well and increased the number of followers on your account, right? Turns out, here's an article that was written about this very tweet exchange on the New York Post. You would think that this kind of exposure to my Twitter account may have caused at least, I don't know, 3 people to follow me for the entire day. I know, bit crazy. How could I possibly know that? Anyway, let's watch this. I haven't seen it or read it, so yeah, let's find out whether or not this may have drawn some attention to my account too, which would also make it even more unlikely that my account actually lost followers over the last 24 hours. Quote, Elon Musk claims something very strange is happening to his Twitter feed. It appears there's a little bit of a video for us to watch, so let's do exactly that. Looks like this is one of the old text and music videos, so I'll add some commentary along the way. Elon's responding, very strange indeed. Okay, why bother? Yeah, f this. Okay, yeah, we don't care about this. Tesla's superfan Stephen Mark Ryan even made a Twitter poll, blah, 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 blah. The Post confirmed at the time of writing that Musk's Twitter feed does not display any replies that are older than 17 hours. This is not looking good for Twitter, is it? Skip ahead a little bit. What do we got here? Mark Ryan, close enough, 3 first names, easy to confuse, claims the disappearing replies are deliberate and indicative of Twitter's lack of transparency. Interesting. Twitter reps have yet to respond to the Post's request for comment. So let's read the article. Is there a glitch in the Twitter matrix? Rabble-rousing SpaceX boss Elon Musk has claimed that something very strange was going down on his Twitter after his older tweets failed to load. The alleged bug was brought to light Tuesday morning by Tesla superfan Stephen Mark Ryan. Oh wow, they actually linked to the tweet. Now you'd think, conspiratorial I know, a little bit out there, but you'd think if the New York Post made this article, published this article, and actually linked to the tweet thread, surely this may also have brought a little bit more attention, traffic, and possibly even followers to my Twitter account, right? I mean, at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 or 20 or 50 or 100 or 2,000. But no, lost a follower yesterday, so isn't that strange? Let's continue. And again, I want to emphasize this actually matters. There's a literal fucking link to the tweet thread here in the New York Post article. By the way, New York Post, shout out to the Hunter Biden laptop. You know, the real thing that Twitter, yep, suppressed the story. Remember that? You probably don't remember that. I remember that. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. Quote, hey, Elon Musk, Twitter is fucking you. The sharp-eyed watchdog wrote. Dear everyone, scroll down on Elon Musk. You've seen it, right? Ryan even made a Patreon video detailing the alleged digital disappearing act along with a Twitter poll in which 80% of respondents claimed that Musk's tweets stopped loading after a short scroll. Twitter reps have yet to respond to the Post request for comment. How strange. You would never expect that, would you? And here's an actual link, embedded tweet as well. Again, the point here is to show that this surely would have brought a little bit of additional traffic to my account, right? Just a little bit. I mean, this is the New York Post after all, right? If we continue scrolling down, let's go. Needless to say, the centre billionaire was flummoxed. I love flummoxed. Has anyone ever, I'm just like seriously, has anyone ever actually used the word flummoxed ever? Except in writing in an article somewhere ever? I don't think so. I mean, I've never heard anyone actually say flummoxed out loud by the purported glitch. Very strange indeed, the 50-year-old Tesla boss tweeted in response to the social media Samaritan's warning. Jeez. Indeed, after perusing the car magnate's Twitter, the post confirmed at the time of writing that his feed does not display any replies that are older than 17 hours, and the earlier tweets only showed up after adjusting the settings to display only public tweets. It's unclear what caused Musk's tweets to disappear into the virtual void. However, Ryan claimed that the incident was deliberate and indicative of Twitter's lack of transparency. Quote, Twitter f***s users without consent. There's a word for that, blah, 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 blah. We've read the tweets, no point rereading them. The Musk ally added in a follow-up post, hoping soon after this tweet thread is posted this bug is fixed, but I'm not counting on it. And guess what? I bet Twitter wasn't counting on the New York Post writing a fucking article about this either. Hey Twitter, like I said earlier in this video, the internet never forgets. You can't delete the videos and the screenshots, and now the Post article either. Well, actually, you can delete the Post article, remember? You just suppress it and stop people sharing the link and ban the New York Post from your platform like you did with the Hunter Biden laptop story just prior to the presidential election, which definitely wouldn't have influenced the election outcome at all. Better be careful what I say about the election here, because YouTube might deplatform me too. I'm not allowed to ask questions or say certain things, so let's move on. Maybe worth reading some of the comments here, keeping in mind that the New York Post is obviously a fake news outlet and you can't trust anything they ever say ever. Sounds like oligarch doings. Musk, like Trump, turned on the behemothical. By the way, what a sick word. If you guys don't know what a behemoth is, I once called a woman a behemoth. That was a really bad idea. Anyway, who owned the planet? Only now we feel the tremors of the awakening spring giants. It only gets worse. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Criminal. Imagine if our vital statistics, health records, or criminal databases were controlled by Twitter. Oh, shit. F*** my life. Funny how these glitches never affect Obama, Clinton, or Stacey Abrams. So after seeing the New York Post article, I have another insane theory that may explain why my account inexplicably lost followers in the last 24 hours. Make sure you're sitting down for this because, yeah, it's getting a little bit crazy, a little bit insane, a little bit improbable, but hey, may as well share a potential 0.0001% probability scenario anyway. Because until Twitter becomes more transparent and explains what the actual is going on, the best I can do. What if, wait for it, what if Twitter, behind the scenes, you know, given how naughty the New York Post is, like sharing true stories about true things that don't exactly look great for Mr. Biden, that then get deleted and censored and the account gets banned, and then it later comes out that it was true and Twitter suppressed a factual story again, and that was really bad. And of course, that story was published and broken first by the New York Post. Could it at all be possible? I know this sounds insane, but could it at all be possible? Maybe Twitter even caught wind of this particular article and said, oh, I know what we can do. You know, if our browser says that the source was the New York Post, this person then clicks on this thread and then follows this guy. Let's just not let that follow actually happen. Now, again, I'm not saying this did happen. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, to be honest, folks. I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck would this statistical anomaly exist. Then we see the New York Post article, which should have massively increased the amount of traffic to my Twitter profile, and at least a few people might have followed me as a result. Just at least a couple. So is that a possibility? Maybe the cookies. Oh, what's the source? New York Post, Stephen Mark Ryan. Follow Stephen Mark Ryan. Yeah, that's not going to work. You can't follow this guy right now because of a bug, a glitch in our system. Another glitch. There's so many bugs. Oh God, so many bugs. Twitter, you should really get a bug zapper. So to sum up today's video, I have a lot of important questions and I currently have 0 reasonable or credible answers. Hey Parag, what the fuck's going on? I kind of feel like being a kid in Sunday school years ago. I was probably 4 or 5 years old and I was asking, we learned about Noah's Ark, right? I'm like, hey, how do they keep the animals from Antarctica cool and the animals from the desert warm on one boat? Because like it's thousands of years ago, and you know, this doesn't quite seem to add up to me. And at that point in time, I literally get kicked out of Sunday school as a fucking like 5-year-old. I'm not even kidding. 3 and a bit decades later, I continue to ask more questions out loud and get kicked out of places for asking valid and legitimate questions. Story of my fucking life, I guess. The good news is, as I said earlier, planetary scale nuts. I'm going to keep asking questions irrespective of the consequences. Whether my Sunday school teacher doesn't want me asking questions and kicks me out of the class, or whether Twitter decides to make me disappear from the platform because I asked too many questions. 0 fucks given. What matters more than anything else to me is the truth, which will eventually come to light. Remember, it really does take balls to speak your mind knowing that there's potentially harmful and damaging consequences to growing your profile, growing your brand, growing your subscribers, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah. The easy path is to stay quiet and to not ask any questions and never dare to ruffle any feathers or offend. But I've never been one to do what's safe and easy and low risk. Instead, I just do what matters. Fuck the consequences. Finally, folks, I really do implore you, join Patreon. I can share my thoughts, opinions, and ideas much more freely over there, but more important than that, the more I keep spitting facts and asking important questions out loud on platforms like YouTube and Twitter, the higher the probability at some point that some little wanker in a corner gets really mad and butthurt and decides to make me disappear from their platform permanently. I wish I was joking, but it feels like it's only a matter of time. I'm very careful and cautious about what I say. I'll never intentionally break the platform rules and automatically get myself banned or booted. But that being said, it only takes one emotional infant pressing 1 or 2 buttons and next minute, no more me. So please keep that in mind. If you want to stay in touch, you want to hear what I really think, stuff that I can't say here because I know the policies, stuff that I can't say on Twitter because I know the policies, I don't want to get booted, you'll have to join the 4,000 or so members on Patreon. And plus, as a bonus, you gain access to my up-to-date Tesla stock price targets, well over 100 exclusive videos, loads of perks, and the ability to participate in future Q&As. So I'll see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.